Alright guys, so like we've been doing other videos, this one's going to be kind of similar. I'm going to be talking about something that I've read in my book. So the chapter we're going to be going over today is going to be 33, and it's called Cohesion Links. We know what a pronoun is, right?
Yeah.
What's a pronoun?
It's not.
That's okay. So a pronoun is basically a word that takes place of the noun. And a noun is
Person, place, or thing.
a person, place, or thing. So what a pronoun does is when you're talking about Julie, Julie is the noun. And a pronoun would be, oh, she went here. Or if you're talking about Walmart, Walmart is the noun. There, we went over there. We went to that place. That would be the pronoun. So sequence words are words that indicate time, order, and the sequence. So like first, second, third, once upon a time. It just lets you know it transitions. It's almost like a transition word. And then a conjunction. What's a conjunction? It's okay. A conjunction is like a but, if, and, or. Like. It's a word that basically joins other words or phrases together to continue on the sentence and not let it be a run-on sentence. So if you're saying, you would never end a story saying, oh, we went to Walmart, but you never end with a but. You have to continue that. That doesn't make any sense. We went to Walmart, but instead we decided to go to Target. That would be something that you could add on to that. Okay? So right now we're given a paragraph, and we're going to read the paragraph together, and throughout the paragraph we have to try to find the pronouns, the nouns, the sequence words, and conjunctions, okay? So let's read it together. Julie had to go to the store to buy milk, bread, and butter. Do we see any nouns, pronouns, anything in that?
Julie.
Julie, what is Julie?
She's a person.
She's a person, so she would be a noun. Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and we'll underline those. Okay?
And the pronoun is she had to go to the store.
Well, does it say she? It
Julie
says Julie
had
had
to
to.
go
So
to
this
the
is
store.
just the noun right now. What about this one? She first decided she wanted to walk instead of drive.
Instead.
What would instead be?
It could be a pronoun.
Nope.
Oh, conjunction.
Nope. Because it's not but, if, and, or.
Sequence word.
It's not. No, a sequence word would be this. She first decided, because you're using it as a transitional word, okay? So first, all of the sequence words will go ahead and bold. What about she? She first decided she wanted to walk instead of drive.
That's a pronoun.
Why is that a pronoun?
Because it started with she.
Because it starts with she instead of Julie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, so we'll go ahead and underline both of the she's. Okay. Julie did live right next to the store, but when she opened the door, she saw it was raining.
But is conjunction, and Julie is a pronoun. Noun.
Julie's the pronoun?
She's the noun. Yeah, noun I mean.
She is the noun. Perfect. So we'll go ahead underline. Okay, and then I went ahead and italicized the conjunction. Good job, Camila. When she opened the door, she saw it was raining. Pronoun. Very good. Okay. Next decision she made was to drive her car and pick up her 3 items.
Sequence word. Next.
Next. Very good. You guys are picking this up quick. Okay. And she?
Pronoun. Noun.
Nope, you were right the first time.
Pronoun.
A pronoun.
What is her a pronoun?
Yes, it is. Very good, Isabel. I like how you said that because it was something similar to she. She, her, they are all pronouns. Very good. After getting to the store and grabbing milk, bread, and butter, she went home.
She.
She.
Went.
Well, what would went be?
Went would be maybe a sequence word?
No, not exactly.
Sequence words are like first, second, third.
Yep, so in this sentence, which one would be a sequence word?
After.
After. Very good. And finally, Julie made herself a grilled cheese and poured herself a glass of milk.
Finally.
Finally is what?
A sequence word.
Sequence.
Julie is a noun.
Yep. Anything else you can see, Mila?
Herself.
Okay, what would that be?
That would be pronoun.
It would be pronoun. Very good.
Okay, right there.
Yep.
I had grilled cheese for lunch today.
There you go. That's
Us
something
too.
too.
Me too.
Okay. So since you said me too, what would that be?
Pronoun.
It would be a pronoun. Okay. Very good. So you did the first paragraph with me. So the second paragraph, I want you both to try reading. And you're more than welcome to use the mouse and highlight, underline, bold, however you want to do.
Okay.
And go ahead and try to solve that. And I'll go ahead and give you your list of words, okay? Okay, so on top of those four, the chapter also talks about referencing. And what referencing does is you always want to make sure to reference back to what you're talking about. So if you're telling a story about a big man who wanted to go break a window, you would tell the story, and every single time you would say, he decided he was going to take a sledgehammer and break the window, or he wanted to throw the brick. Well, as you're telling this story, the ELL students, they're going to put it together in their head, okay, breaking a window, a big man, but every single time you say he, they're going to eventually be, well, who's he? They're not going to put two and two together. So you always want to make sure to reference back to the big man and make sure that they understand that concept. The second one that I want to discuss would be substitution, where this is a word that is substituted for another. For example, her socks were brand new, so she threw her old ones away. So when you're talking to an ELL and you're talking about socks, they're going to say, what does she mean threw the old ones away? What's the ones? They're not going to realize that you're still talking about socks. So you would have to let them know she bought new socks and had to throw her old socks away, and kind of give them that connection to make sure that they understand that you're still talking about socks. Also, you want to talk about ellipses, which this example would be Caroline went to the store and bought roses. Bonnie, some tulips. So when you're saying, well, if Caroline went to the store, she bought roses and tulips for Bonnie, that makes no sense. So you want to kind of let them know, Caroline and Bonnie both went to the store. Caroline just happened to buy some roses, and Bonnie bought some tulips. Even though it doesn't say bought in both places, you want to let them know that you're substituting that silence for they're both buying something. And then last but not least, there's lexile cohesion. And as far as I read, it's trying to make that connection to multiple sentences. In this example that I'm going to say, it's like making a connection of all the verbs. So the example that the book gave, the giant was now in a land of tall trees and flowing rivers. He was still running hard, although he was slowing down considerably. He went galloping over an enormous forest and onto a huge range of mountains. If you read that, well, to any kids, they'd still be like, what are you talking about? But to ELLs especially, they're already trying to learn new vocabulary. And when you're throwing, oh, he ran, and then he slowed down, and then he galloped, and then he did this, and then he did that, you're mixing too many verbs, and they're going to get it all mixed up because they're not sure who's running, who's galloping, who's slowing down, who's doing what, because they're going to be lost. So it's your job as the teacher to try to make sure that you can keep that connection and keep the flow of the story going so you're not losing the kids. Because I can guarantee you, if there was more to that story, the kids would still be focusing on that paragraph and you'd be 6 pages down and they're still like, what the heck is this giant doing? So that would be kind of the connection that you'd want to make sure that you have with the ELLs. Okay? Are we doing pretty good over here? Okay, let's see. Good, so you're on your fourth sentence out of 6. Not too bad. And Camila, can you kind of explain to me what Isabel's doing? What happened with the first sentence?
The first sentence,
Go ahead and read that aloud and explain to me what you did.
Jose wanted to show his mom how he tied his shoes.
Okay.
I underlined Jose, his, he, and another his.
Okay, so why would you underline Jose? What's he?
Because he's a noun.
He is a noun. What about his, he?
Noun.
That's a noun as well?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a noun?
Yeah.
Is his a specific person, place, or thing?
Yeah.
His?
No.
Isabel, what do you think?
Either a pronoun or a pronoun.
A pronoun? Why would you say conjunction?
I don't know.
No, it is a pronoun because remember, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. So when you're not being specific, think of that. Okay? So what about the sex or the next sentence? Isabel?
I bolded the word first, he and his.
Okay, so why first?
Because first is a sequence word,
Very good.
and then he and his is a pronoun.
Very good. Mila, what about the next sentence?
Then was bold because
Okay.
it was because it was a sequence word.
Then was a sequence.
And
Very
then
good.
Jose is Jose is a noun.
It is a noun. Very
And
good.
his is a pronoun. And his is a pronoun.
Okay, so jumping down to the very, very last sentence. You have, finally, he pulled the laces together and was able to tie his shoe. So what would you pull from being a pronoun? What would be a pronoun? He.
And his.
Are there any nouns in this?
No.
Okay, what about sequence words?
Finally.
Finally. And conjunction?
And.
And. Very good, Camila. Very good. And is a word because it allows you to continue the sentence on without having to put a period and stop. Very good. So you guys did a very excellent job. Thank you so much. And that was our chapter.